Sports presents
2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, man. This is Jay Sizzle with the SIZZLE Iron Skillet Sports Media Group. I'm going solo today because my main man, G Sizzle, is out there locked up in traffic. They won't let him go. But we're going to keep it pushing, man. Look, again, we get a chance to talk to the #1 prep reporter out of Northwest Indiana. He is James Boyd, the phenomenal James Boyd from the Times of Northwest Indiana. James, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, moving and grooving, sliding and gliding, just trying to enjoy every day.
I hear you. Hey, it's a fantastic thing, man. We just got to keep moving. It's a crazy time we got going on. Got the COVID, the election, everything's crazy. And I know there's some other things going on crazy right in the region with women's basketball. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Tuesday, I was notified, and I went and verified that Portage girls basketball, they have delayed the start of their season because of the coronavirus. The superintendent for Portage Township Schools said they will be on hold until November 16th. And then today, which is Thursday, the 5th, I found out that North Newton girls basketball has also delayed its season, the start of its season because of COVID-19. The athletic director over there, Mike Atwood, he told me that no one on the team has tested positive, but they've had a lot of girls come in close contact with someone who has tested positive. Obviously, the cases are spiking all around Indiana, and lo and behold, it is affecting, winter sports before they can actually start in some cases. So basketball for girls basketball in Indiana officially started Monday. I covered the game yesterday. Wednesday was Hobart and Michigan City, but like it was in the fall, it's kind of just whoever can stay healthy and stay safe will be the ones playing.
Yeah, it's just 2020 is going to be a year with not one asterisk, but about 20 asterisks to it. But somehow or another, these kids and these young people, man, just keep persevering through it and keep making it happen. Let's go on, James. Let's talk about what's coming up now with the football sectionals going on and the upcoming the games. Tell our listeners about what's going on there.
Yeah, so I definitely want to give you all an update on what kind of happened last week. We had some pretty, I guess the most notable game to keep track of was Michigan City at Valparaiso. At one point, Michigan City was winning that game.
Okay.
Was on track to upset. Valpo came back and won 21-14. Harvard champion can never count them out. So they don't play LaPorte this week for a sectional championship. I was at Maryville and Crown Point, Maryville Road plays Crown Point, so they're going to play undefeated Lafayette. They're 10-0. They're averaging 52 points a game, which is unbelievable. Maryville's giving up about 12 points a game, so something's got to give in that game. We also got Hanover Central and Calumet going at it for a sectional title. And in that case, it's pretty unique just because whoever wins, it'll be the first sectional title for their football program. So no matter what, it'll be history on both sides.
Yeah.
Chesterton, they're going to take on Elkhart. Elkhart is undefeated as well, another big-time team. So if they pull it out, that would be a pretty big upset in Class 6A. And then the last one to keep track of is 2A, and Drans is going to play Rensselaer at home. And Drans, the number 2A, Class 2A number 1, they're expected to win, and probably our best chance in the region to get a team down to state at Drans. So keep an eye on the 59ers. But yeah, those are the games. Obviously not as many teams competing now, just because they're getting deeper to the postseason. But I'm excited for my game Friday just because I know it's a big game, man. You got the Lafayette Jefferson number 3 in Class 6A, and then Maryville's number 7 in Class 6A. So it's probably the biggest matchup, one of the biggest matchups around the state.
I'm really amazed that these young guys are able to get out here and keep playing like this. Have you been seeing what kind of crowds have you been seeing coming out there? Are they allowing some crowds in? How many people are coming out to these games?
Yeah, it's been a decent amount. I will say that just because it got colder, and naturally when it gets colder, people stop coming. But Maryville, the games I've been at, they've had pretty good crowds. Not as much as you probably expect due to normal circumstances, things like that. But, you know, I know that in some cases, like the Calumet Hammer Central game, that's already sold out because of, you know, limitations on crowd size. But there's been pretty good crowds. It just remains to be seen what schools will do to kind of mitigate these rising cases. I know for some games around the state, they're limiting it to just parents only. And you might see some of that as we get deeper into the postseason because at the end of the day, people want to play the games if they can play without a normal amount of fans, even without a restricted amount of fans to really get stricter. I think they will do that just to make sure these kids can play. So, like I said, the cases are surging in Indiana and really all around the country. And it's kind of concerning, but I think that football will be able to probably finish out and then crown a champion at some point at all levels, you know, all classes. But it is kind of concerning to see as we move into indoor sports with these crowds and things like that, you know, how Corona will maybe affect, you know, the indoor and winter sports.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible, man. It's incredible. I say it again, this incredible time that we're in. But we know all of us are not able to go watch these games from the stands. But we know the game is played inside the white lines. And I know you got two young athletes this week who rose to the top. Can you tell us about these young athletes this week, your players of the week?
Yeah, so my athletes of the week, I would have to go first off to Lowell's Karina James. She's a junior cross-country runner. She won state. And fun fact about that is that she's the second straight runner from Lowell to win state in cross-country. Last year, on the boys' side, Gabriel Sanchez won it. He's now at Indiana. Karina, like I said, is a junior, so she has one more year and probably can go back-to-back. She's a phenomenal young woman. I've had a chance to interview her a couple of times, and she's just the real deal. She's as nice and cordial and classy as can be. But as I like to tell people, she's got that dog in her. Like, she's competitive, is all get out, and obviously one of the best in the state because she won the state. So that's my first athlete of the week on the girls' side. And then the boys' side is Zack Bowser. He's a senior striker, forward for the Chesterton boys soccer team. They won state this past Saturday in historic fashion. They won 7-1 over Castle. He scored 7 goals. I mean, he didn't score 7 goals. He scored 3 goals by himself. He became the first class 3A player in state history, state championship history to score 3 goals at the highest level of boys soccer in Indiana. And they set all kind of records, largest margin of victory, most goals in a game, most goals in one half. They led 6-0 at the half. It was just, honestly, some amazing soccer that I'll probably never see again. And we, as a state, and even as a sport in this state, we probably won't see that again for a very, very long time. It was just unbelievable, man. I was sitting there out in the cold, and they were just, racking up goals literally like it was a video game. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. These kids under this type of condition, I know I've said that about 4 times in this interview, but I'm just amazed these kids are able to go out here and produce like they're able to produce, setting records like they're able to set records, winning championships. But we also know there's some special guys that young men are playing with a heavy heart out here who really emphasize the meaning of true sportsmanship. Can you tell us a little bit about C.J. Cooper and what his year has been like as he's been out in his sport?
Yeah, so C.J. is a guy that I've known for about 2 years now. Phenomenal young man. I look at him honestly like family. Everybody at Calumet, I look at him like family. I try to treat him like family. That's what they treat me like. But more so focusing on him, his dad passed away, Chesterton Cooper Sr., last year from lung cancer in July. And since then, CJ has stepped up and become the man of the house. He was the only son of his parents' kids. He's got 3 older sisters, so he's the only man of the house. So I talked to him about, his relationship with his father. His father nicknamed him the franchise, saying that he would carry on the family name. And, as his franchise player, he would always make sure he was okay. And now he's no longer here. He just kind of embraced that franchise nickname and really tried to do his father right by just living a good life and being a great young man, besides being a great football player. But, like I said, Calumet had a chance to win their first sectional championship in football this Friday. So I talked to him about, the goals that, he wanted his father to see. And he was telling me, before every game, he says a prayer and he'll look down at his sneakers where he's got the messages written about his father on there, on his cleats. And then he'll look up into the stands and say he'll visualize his dad standing there like he always was and go up there and do his thing. So I think it was really, if you haven't read the story yet, you all please check it out. I think it's a story that doesn't focus a lot on football, but more so about, how this young man came to be. I interviewed his mom as well, Sharon Cooper, phenomenal woman, great woman. I look at her, honestly, like a second mom. She's great. So that entire family, man, just I think that, even though his father's no longer here, CJ is becoming everything his father wanted him to be, from what I was able to understand. I mean, not saying the kid is perfect, but he's good. He's a really, really good kid and somebody that, even as a 24-year-old myself, I look up to him, and he's, 17, 18 years old because he carries himself with so much class. So I know people cannot, as a reporter, I can never root for certain athletes to win, but I can't root for them to win in life. So I'm rooting for that young man to, just be successful. And I feel like he already is right now. He's on the path to greatness, and I'm sure greatness is in the future for him for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing when you see young people under tough circumstances go out and produce, and they got the weight of the world on their shoulders. And what a legacy to his father to know that he's raised a young man like this who's able to carry on his legacy. James, I know we only got a couple more minutes left, man. You're more wanted than a short order cook on a Saturday morning at IHOP. I know people are waiting in line for you right now. You got any final thoughts? Anything's coming up this week that our listeners should be looking out for?
I think you should just keep an eye out. We got some girls basketball content coming up, which is what I'm going to do right now, some girls basketball interviews. So I'm trying to juggle it all and balance it all. And also, as I keep up with so many different sports, make sure the work is a certain standard. So, for example, I'm doing some quote unquote preseason girls basketball stuff. Like I said, the season has actually started, but, I still want to get that work out there and do it well. So even if it's a little better than I hoped, as far as getting preseason stuff out there and early season content out there, I still want it to be done well. So I'd rather take a few more days to get it right. So look out for that. And then, on the bigger picture side, just stay safe out here as far as what's going on with the pandemic. Several countries overseas have shut down completely and have gone back to like a lockdown like we saw earlier this year. I don't know if, country or Indiana, Illinois, or anything like that will be doing the same, but it's a fact that the cases are going up at a very, very rapid rate. So all of you out there, man, keep wearing a mask, keep practicing social distancing, and just try to make good decisions. My mom always says, all you can do is give people information, and they can do what they want with that. So, at this point, like always, you can do whatever you want in this life, but you always have consequences for those actions. So, if you want to stay healthy or try to stay healthy at the best of your ability, make good choices, and please, wear a mask. I wear mine, and, if people can't see my smile all the time, I promise you I still am.
Hey, James, words of wisdom right there. Guys, put your mask on. You need to have your mask on. Let's get this COVID-19 knocked out here pretty soon so we can get back to some form of normalcy. I want to thank you again, James, for coming on. I know you're busy. I know you got another interview coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to James Boyd, the Times of Northwest Indiana prep reporter extraordinary, right here on the SIZZLE, and we'll see you on the other side.